Hi, I'm Dr. Patty Ford, and I want to talk very simply about nutrition. A lot of times people will make nutrition so complicated, meaning we put all of the thought and science to it, and the definition to it, and the numbers to it, and break it down by micronutrients, and maybe you start to connect or critique the level of micronutrients into the disease, which is very possible. And the hardest part about being a human with the science and food is the experience of it, which is so not scientific. The experience of it takes your senses. So your sight, your smell, your touch, even the sound, the taste. You experience food in a very somatic way. You don't experience food in a scientific way. Eating has a pleasure component, meaning to actually enjoy the food, you have to be present. And when you put so much science into food, it typically removes the pleasure. So a lot of times when I'm working with people, one of the first things I'll ask is, or maybe one of the first things is, what does it taste like? What are your favorite foods? What do you not like? Because if I tell someone to have 70 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat, 30 grams of fiber, 200 grams of carbs or whatever, and I lay it all out, and then I say, well, that could be beans, or that could be chicken, or that could be avocado or tofu or whatever, and they don't like any of it, the compliance is typically low, or there's an overwhelm response of, well, I'm not going to do any of this, it's not for me. Or there can be a very robotic response where you're willing to do anything despite your dislike for it. And that could be more leading towards disordered eating. And so the art of nutrition, and in my field of work, is finding a way that people can experience food with their humanity, but also behind the scenes as the scientist is making sure that the science works, but you don't actually talk about that all the time. And so this is the hard part with nutrition, is sometimes the science gets talked about and not the experience. And then it feels like you're doing something wrong. And so if you can fall back to your experience of the food and then lean on someone who knows the science, that would be ideal. Hope that helps.